Okay, so I had a little running poll asking what would you rather me review tonight? Atonement, Cloverfield, or The Brave One? The overwhelming vote tonight was for Atonement, but due to unforeseeable craziness that happened today, I wasn't able to finish that review. So tomorrow, Atonement. I promise you will get a little atonement from me. But tonight, you're stuck with the genius of Cloverfield started with one thing, the amazing trailer. First of all, they didn't give you a title, they barely gave you any kind of content, but they left you with like the biggest cliffhanger ever. And one more thing, that is the thing that sold me, one name, and one name only, J.J. Abrams. I love J.J. Abrams. He is the mastermind behind Lost, one of the biggest television series that's out now, also Felicity, and my favorite show of all time, Alias. The thing about J.J. Abrams is he's smart. He overthinks everything, so everything has to be detail-oriented, and that is Cloverfield. Entertain me is basically our motto when we go to the movies. Not mine. I am hugely guilty of over-analyzing and over-criticizing and overthinking everything in the movie. And that is why I loved Cloverfield. Because I could literally lose myself in it because I knew what it was. The US government found a video camera with an 80-minute tape in it. Just a regular Handycam, Sony cam, you know, just like you guys have at home. Some of you guys make your videos on those kind of things. They found this in a site called Cloverfield, which is formerly Manhattan. So you already know that this does not end well if it is formerly Manhattan. That's what we're getting to see, is this tape that they found. Not a movie. They didn't find some film that these kids tried to like make and like keep around for posterity's sake. No, it's just a tape. And if you can lose yourself in the fact that this is just 120 minutes of some kid carrying around a video camera, much like we do on YouTube, then I don't see how you can't like this movie. You have to think about this was a concept, and he follows the concept to the T. And if it didn't, then it wouldn't work for me. I wouldn't have believed it. I would have been pissed. I would have been like the rest of the people in the theater. But that's because they expected way too much out of this movie. It's not like Godzilla. It's not this big Peter Jackson film with character plots and, well, you can't really compare his dialogue to anything, but, you know, and special effects and, like, gorgeous imagery and no. There are really awesome special effects. The monster was okay. He was not really what I was expecting, but that's okay. They did really well to incorporate him into this and make him look authentic, make him look like he was captured on a digicam. I've said this before about other movies, especially Particles of Truth, where it was captured in HD on a cam, that I didn't like the shakiness, I didn't like the fact that they were like down on the leg and zoomed up, because that was a movie that was supposed to tell a story from start to finish. This is not. I'm gonna keep saying this just because if you are gonna go see Cloverfield, you have to realize that this is not going to be a movie that's going to fulfill your every, like, question. You're still going to have questions going out of this because all it is a tape. Imagine that you and your family went on vacation to Disney World and you brought along your video camera. You're there all day and all you're doing is filming yourself riding rides and stuff. Okay, well, something happens. Somebody finds this tape and goes and watches it. Now, have you had time? Since you were only just trying to film yourself ride rides, have you had time to go and interview each of your family members and find out why they're there? Have you met all the characters? Do you know the backstory behind all the characters? No. It's your family tape. You just happened to catch Mickey Mouse running on fire down the street or something. That's this movie. It was only supposed to be footage from a party, but it happened on this crazy, crazy night, and the guy decided to keep filming. He never puts down the camera. Now, the guy holding the camera If you're taking your video camera to Disney World, do you go hire a professional video camera guy to make sure that all your shots are at eye level and they're all straight and there's no shakiness and that all his angles are correct and that, he doesn't try to run with the camera? No, you hold the camera because it's just probably going to be you and your friends who watch it. Again, same thing with this movie. No, there's not going to be some still shots and there's not going to be, these perfect, in-your-face double angle things. No, it's this guy at the party that they had hold the camera. So if you can go into the movie thinking about all that and really lose yourself, like I said, I think you'll really enjoy it. I loved Cloverfield. It's a tape. Motion sickness, yes. I had it as well. All I had to do was stare at the ceiling, close my eyes and breathe, and then I could watch it again. Because it's hard to do. It's hard to watch, especially when they're running. But again, it doesn't take away from the movie because it's part of the premise. It's part of the concept. So no, this movie is not for everyone, and I understand that. And maybe had they explained it a little bit more, but I think if you have to explain a movie like that, it's not worth seeing. You either love it and you get it, or you hate it. And like I said, the people in the theater, the person in front of me said, "I'm never letting you pick a movie again." The person behind us said, "That better not be fucking it." And another person on the other side of us said, "We're going to get our money back." You know what? Then he didn't write it for you. He wrote it for me, and I loved it. I loved Cloverfield. I really did. The Jack score for Cloverfield is a 4.5.